Yo guys, Don here, coming at you with the first ever shot put technical analysis from my boy Brian Lee up at Minnesota Duluth, Mr. B. Ree, Asian Zing. Um, yeah, this is him throwing shot last weekend at the Hamlin meet at Unsightly. He went 1594 for a meter PR. Shout out to Brian, dude, you killed this throw. You made me real happy hearing that you threw this far. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. A gnarly slow clap and a monster finish. Nice. Sweet. Alright, Brian, uh, like I said, it's awesome to see you throw this far, because I always felt like you were capable of doing it. It's great to see it actually happen, though. Yeah, your wind up is pretty solid. Your left shoulder's a little up. For me, I was a left shoulder down, left arm kind of down, sort of quarter squat, sort of half good morning sort of start. But that's just my preference. This is okay, I think, for you. Maybe level out the shoulders just a little bit more, like get this left shoulder down just a little bit. That's what I would say. And then as you unwind in your entry, I think this is where being more forward just a little bit, like a little bit leaned over forward would benefit you. You're kind of straight up and down, which is better than too far bent over backwards. And then you don't quite get around your left side. So similar to discus, you need to move around this left side as the axis of the entry. So if you just got a little bit more forward with the chest, just a little bit bent over, I think, and shift your weight more to your left in this entry. Kind of think about getting your left shoulder out past your left knee or your left foot, and shift more to your left. It might set you up better as you enter. And then even if you look at these couple frames right here, the right leg kind of does some funky stuff. Your right leg sweep, you get a lot out of it, which is good, but I feel like it's really hit and miss, and I think that's why you can go from throwing like 1450, 1480 to just jumping up a total meter, because you are able to, that right leg sweep finally connected. But I think, so starting your entry as you unwind, so besides getting more left around that left side, this right leg kind of does some weird stuff a little bit. So right here, as you can see, as you turn, this left side's opening up, and this right side almost kind of collapses, sort of, and goes with that left side. I'd rather see you really work in that right side. Think about almost using like your right glute and using it to rotate around and kind of push and shift to your left side, whereas this kind of right side just collapses and you don't get over your left that well. So work that right side. Almost think about pushing out on that right knee and kind of shifting your body weight over. That would be the goal, I'd say. But then as you set it up, your sweep, like I said, is pretty solid. This pickup point, so as you can see, your left foot turns and opens, and I think I don't know how flexible you are, but watching you move, it seems that you can do some really interesting things, and this is one of them. As your left foot is pretty much turned almost down towards the right sector, and then your right leg is still on the ground, which is interesting to say the least. And I think this frame right here is, if you look at your feet, is probably one of the most interesting positions in track and field that I've ever seen. But yeah, so once again, it looks like your left foot is pointed almost directly down the center of the sector. This angle is kind of hard to tell, but yeah, I think if you, like I said, used your right leg and kind of pushed around with your right leg more in the start and shifted more to the left and brought that right leg just a little sooner. So I think you come up with that right leg sweep just a little late. And like I said, it can kind of be hit or miss. Like you get it out there super, super wide and super long, which is good, but like I said, very hit or miss as you come to the middle. And this one you connected damn near perfect, I think. Just a little hop to the middle. But yeah, like I said, bring that right leg sweep a little sooner, shift that weight more in the entry to the left and move around that left side axis, push the right side around, push the ball around, and then forward. So you want to get around the left and then drive straight forward. And I think another thing I want to mention is your left arm once again. So like your left shoulder was up in the start of the throw, and it continues to stay up here, and you kind of start with this the left arm up higher, a little normal than I would like. And then it kind of drops just a little bit to the middle. So I think like right here, your left arm is pretty much level with your body. I'd say that's about as high as you ever want to go with a left arm sort of sweep or whatever you want to call it in the shot put or the discus. People who enter and have their arm way up, so let's say if you had this up like another 15 degrees or something like that, entering like that can make it really, really hard to hit a throw perfectly, because as you enter in, your body's going to kind of invert as you go through the throw. So like if your left arm's up super high, it's going to come super low there. So like this isn't bad. Solid, solid, solid. And then your left arm, if you had it higher, would probably end up coming down here. So your body's going to invert. Whatever you enter in, so if you enter left arm low, is enter left arm high, and then it's going to invert in the finish. At least that's what I've noted whenever I watch people throwing shot put, with the exception being like Ryan Krauser and some of the other guys who are really, really crazy strong. Definitely not the average athlete. So I'd say think about dropping that left arm just a little bit to the middle. Otherwise you can make the finish really hard on yourself. So like right about here, like I said, just think about pointing that left arm maybe just like a little bit down out in front of the toe board. So think about kind of pointing your finger down and dropping that left arm. And then as you enter through the middle, not too bad. You're facing the sector pretty well. You drive across the ring pretty solid. You rise up just a little bit, that left leg straightens out, and you come up, and you just get a tiny little hop to the middle. But not bad. I like your left arm position here. You're kind of keeping it stagnant, letting the body move, and I think you might be able to do a better job of getting that left foot down. You're still pretty wrapped here, but I think you should be able to get that foot down with just a little bit more torque, so maybe like right there or even a little bit earlier. So as you come off your left foot out of the back of the circle, I like to say like left to left. Whenever I threw shot, I never really thought about putting this right foot down. I would just think about coming off the left foot and putting that left foot down at the front of the circle, which created a ton more torque for me, and a ton more separation, and really helped with a longer finish. And then yeah, so get the left foot down a little bit earlier. Decent position here. I can't quite tell where your feet are aligned. It looks like left foot, like your right foot might be inside the circle, left foot probably coming down this left sector line, which is pretty solid. Once again, this goes back to me saying you have some weird flexibility. I think your right foot is pointed pretty much straight back there, and your left foot is pretty open. It's just kind of freaks me out, Brian. But regardless, everyone claims you need to turn your right foot in the shot put. I don't agree. I think if you transfer your weight properly in the finish forward properly, the right foot will turn over, which I think you did here. Because like people would say like this position is terrible with your right foot because it's not pre-turned or something like that. Blah blah blah. Fuck that. I don't agree with that. But you can see you shift your weight forward very well. Bent left leg, and your heel's down, it looks like. You get super forward, your chest is coming forward. And then you get a little bit of leg straightening here, but for the most part, there's a very solid double support. And ball comes out just about there as you come off the ground. Ideally, the shot put should leave your hand while both feet are still on the ground. That would be ultimate double support. But this is still a pretty solid finish, and you drive that right side straight out and forward. Yes, of course you're throwing up, but it's because your chest is up, and this position is bomb right here. I love this position. Yeah, and you finish out and you smack the shit out of the ball. And boom, you can even see your center of gravity where it is during that finish as your body kind of comes forward just to behind the toe board, and you do a sick ninja save. Actually, it's pretty average save. I won't say it's a ninja. Sorry, I'm so stereotypical, Brian. But either way, all around solid throw. Like I said, just kind of shift to the left more, bring that right side a little sooner, push off of it, around the left side, drive that right side forward. Try to stay down, don't come up, just kind of skate across the circle. And then, yeah, crushing the finish, getting forward with the left, decent left side action, and finish out with the right. Like I said, I think everyone always tries to think about throwing the shot put up, or at least that's what I hear. They get too oriented, they're too focused on the angle of release and not applying force properly through the implement. And I think Brian does a really good job here of applying force to the implement properly and throwing out with the right positions and the right movements and stuff like that, as opposed to trying to think about throwing up. So, yeah, that about sums it up. One more time, because Brian's the man. Boom. Oh yeah. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. This is my first ever shot put analysis. Just maybe a little rough, but oh well. If you want a technical analysis of your own, visit atlaspeakperformance.com, service and resources page. Sign up now, and yeah, it's still championship season. So get right, throw far, set some PRs, and be happy. Or if your season's already over, the off season's coming around, and that's the perfect time to really make some big technical changes. So sign up now and throw far like Brian. Thanks for watching. Sean Don. Peace out.